today, the FIFA World Cup. Welcome to the Gwen Omega News Podcast, the Micro News Podcast. I'm your host, Gwen. Sorry if you were expecting a tiny little lizard hawking insurance, but I'm a bit easier on the eyes. Welcome back to the Stacks. This week, I want to talk about something that's about to take over the United States this summer, the FIFA World Cup. And I know what some of you are thinking. I don't follow soccer, why should I care? Well, stick with me, because whether you're a sports fan or not, this is going to be one of the biggest cultural events in U.S. history, and understanding what's happening will help you navigate the next few months. Plus, if you work in libraries, schools, or anywhere people gather, you're going to have patrons asking questions about it. So let's get you up to speed. What is the World Cup? First, for those who don't follow soccer at all, what is the World Cup? The FIFA World Cup is the international championship for men's soccer, held every 4 years. Think of it like the Olympics, but for a single sport, and arguably even bigger. The 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France was watched by an estimated 1.5 billion people worldwide. That's roughly 1 out of every 5 humans on Earth. The tournament started back in 1930 in Uruguay. FIFA, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, soccer's global governing body, decided to create a world championship. Only 13 teams participated in that first tournament because it was during the Great Depression and most European teams couldn't afford the longboat trip to South America. Uruguay won on home soil in front of 93,000 screaming fans. Since then, it's grown into the single biggest sporting event on the planet. Brazil has won it 5 times, making them the most successful team in history. Germany and Italy have each won 4 times. Argentina just won in 2022, led by Lionel Messi in what many consider one of the greatest finals ever played. The United States previously hosted the World Cup in 1994, which actually set attendance records that still stand. But American interest in soccer has grown enormously since then, especially with the success of Major League Soccer and the U.S. women's team dominating the women's game. What's different about 2026? All right. So here's what makes the 2026 World Cup historic. This is the first time the tournament will be hosted by 3 countries together: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Mexico has actually hosted twice before, in 1970 and 1986, making them the first country to host or co-host 3 times. But the really big change is the format. For decades, the World Cup featured 32 teams. In 2026, it's expanding to 48 teams for the first time ever. That's 16 additional countries getting the chance to compete. Here's how it works. Those 48 teams are divided into 12 groups of 4 teams each. Each team plays 3 games in the group stage, 1 against each other team in their group. The top 2 teams from each group automatically advance to the knockout rounds. But here's the twist. The 8 best third-place teams also move forward. That creates a new round of 32 that's never existed in World Cup history before. After that, it's single elimination all the way to the final. Lose and you go home. The tournament runs from June 11th to July 19th, 39 days total compared to 32 days for previous tournaments. And instead of 64 matches, we're getting 104 matches. The host cities. Let's talk about where all this is happening because it's spread across 16 cities in 3 countries. 11 cities are in the United States: Los Angeles, Seattle, San Francisco Bay Area, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Atlanta, Miami, Philadelphia, Boston, and the New York/New Jersey area. 3 cities are in Mexico: Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. And 2 cities are in Canada: Toronto and Vancouver. The tournament kicks off on June 11th in Mexico City at the iconic Estadio Azteca, where Mexico plays South Africa. The first game in the United States is June 12th in Los Angeles, where the U.S. men's national team faces Paraguay, and the final will be held on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, just outside New York City. Now, here's something interesting from a librarian's perspective. Because of FIFA's sponsorship rules, all the stadiums are getting temporary new names for the tournament. So, if you're trying to help someone find information about where games are being played, just know that what's normally called a TNT Stadium in Dallas will be rebranded. Same with SoFi Stadium in LA and all the others. It's a whole corporate naming rights thing that FIFA controls very strictly. What this means logistically. From a practical standpoint, this is going to be massive. The U.S. State Department is calling it one of the largest sporting events in history, and it's coinciding with the United States' 250th anniversary. They've even created a White House task force specifically for the World Cup. If you live in or near one of these host cities, expect significant disruption. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of international visitors, potential traffic nightmares, hotel shortages, and security measures you normally only see for events like the Super Bowl, but sustained over weeks, not just one day. For libraries and schools, this is actually a huge opportunity. The World Cup brings together cultures from all over the world. This year, for the first time ever, all 6 continental confederations have at least one guaranteed spot. That includes Oceania, which has never had a guaranteed berth before. Some interesting storylines. Italy, a 4-time champion, failed to qualify for the 3rd World Cup in a row, losing to Bosnia and Herzegovina in a playoff. That's shocking. It'd be like if the Lakers missed the playoffs for 3 straight years. Meanwhile, 8 Arab nations qualified, the most ever. 2 Caribbean nations, Curaçao and Haiti, will participate together for the first time. The U.S. team's chances. For American audiences who might be curious, what are the U.S. team's chances? Well, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico all got automatic qualification as host nations, so they didn't have to go through the normal qualifying process. The U.S. has a young, talented team, but they're not considered among the favorites. The traditional powerhouses, Brazil, Argentina, France, Germany, Spain, those are the teams most experts expect to go deep in the tournament. But here's the thing about the World Cup. It's so emotionally intense, and the margin for error is so slim that upsets happen constantly. In 2022, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in the group stage. Morocco became the first African nation to reach the semifinals. The U.S. did just lose one of their key forwards, Patrick Agyemang, to an Achilles injury, which is a blow. But playing at home with massive crowd support could be an advantage. The 1994 tournament showed that American fans will absolutely show up for this event, even if soccer isn't our dominant sport. Why this matters beyond sports. So why am I, as a librarian who normally talks about tech and information, spending 6 minutes on a soccer tournament? A few reasons. First, this is a massive cultural literacy moment. For the next few months, billions of people globally will be talking about the same thing. If you work with diverse communities, understanding what the World Cup means to people from different countries helps you connect with them. Second, this is a huge information access challenge. People are going to have questions about ticketing, travel, visa requirements, match schedules, team rosters, and how to watch games. The U.S. State Department already has a whole section of their website dedicated to World Cup travel information. Libraries can be incredibly helpful in navigating this. Third, this is a great teaching opportunity about global culture, geography, and international cooperation. When the World Cup started in 1930, it was 13 teams traveling by boat for weeks to get to Uruguay during the Great Depression. Now it's 48 teams, instant global broadcast, and billions of people connected digitally. That's a pretty remarkable story about how the world has changed. So here's my recommendation. Even if you're not a soccer fan, pay attention to this. Watch a few games, especially the knockout rounds when the stakes are highest. Learn a bit about the countries represented. Ask your patrons or colleagues which teams they're rooting for and why. The World Cup has this unique ability to make people care intensely about a game between, say, Ghana and Portugal, even if they've never watched soccer before. There's something about the stakes, the national pride, and the sheer drama that transcends the sport itself. And if you're working in libraries or education during June and July, consider doing World Cup-themed programming. Display books about the participating countries. Host watch parties. Create resources about soccer history. People will appreciate it. The tournament starts June 11th. Get ready for one of the biggest summers in American sports history. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next week. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the conversation at geekgwen.substack.com or follow me on social media. Until next time, this is Geeko Gwen with the Mega News.
Yeah, yeah. Tiny green boots by the screen, silver armor, clean and mean. Snack bowl set on the tray, big match night is on the way. Little hands reach for the chips, Mando nods with a slow lip split. Jersey on, eyes locked tight, USA 2026 tonight. Tap, tap, tap on the floor, hear that buzz from the door. Everyone's ready now, say it loud, say it proud. Cup ready, cup ready, cup ready. Green kid, red scarf, steady, steady. Cup ready, cup ready, cup ready. USA, we're all in. USA, let it begin. Helmet gleam, cup in hand, small 1 points at the band. Flags wave hard in the air, best seat in the house right there. One more sip, one more cheer, this is the moment clear. Mando stands like a wall, Baby Yoda starts to call. Tap, tap, tap on the floor, hear that buzz from the door. Everyone's ready now, say it loud, say it proud. Cup ready, cup ready, cup ready. Green kid, red scarf, steady, steady. Cup ready, cup ready, cup ready. USA, we're all in. USA, let it begin. Hush for a second, then the room erupts. Tiny, hands up, big dreams, big luck. Cup ready, green, green kid, red scarf, steady. Cup ready, cup ready, cup ready. USA, we're all in. USA, let it begin. Kick off, oh, oh, let it roll. Kick off, oh, let it roll. Small and mighty, hold front and row. sleeve. Tech savvy twist you won't believe.